And welcome back to A Song of Tara. We are currently in a position where our intrepid werewolves have just delivered the message to Joseph, and we are now rejoining them. Take it away, guys.
Someone's eating.
Someone is eating.
We have delivered the message. We've got the. We need to do the next thing, then, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to
the thing we're not doing?
Yeah, the thing we're not doing.
Oh, I'm so confused.
just, yeah.
Oh my! I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to interject here. Heine, of all your characters, and I've loved all of them dearly, this is the best.
But he's very good.
Oh, he is always brilliant.
Okay. He is like a puppy.
Yes!
Even though he's totally stupid.
He is huge and powerful and bloodthirsty puppy, but who badly needs someone to take his hand and explain things to him in small words. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry. I had to get that in there.
It's okay, Connell. But let's go do the thing we're not supposed to do.
Oh. Is that the vampire thing?
No,
it's
we're supposed to do that.
Oh.
Just don't think about it. Just follow our lead.
I'll just follow your lead then.
Okay.
Can I kill her at least?
Remember, Connell, we are definitely, wink wink, not doing the vampire thing.
Oh.
And
why didn't you just wink wink in the first place?
Yes, and even if we, I don't know. Even if we weren't doing the vampire thing, we can't kill them. Not this time. Not yet.
I hate you, Tally.
I know.
But look on the bright side, there's only Sandy there. The other vampires apparently don't like her that much.
Maybe she knows something about Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Huh! To the gay bar.
Every time someone mentions the gay bar in my head, I want to take you to a gay bar.
That was really good. Right now I'm seeing a Batman version. Gay man. Sorry. I'll be good. All right.
As they start walking out of the train thing, she sighs very deeply, looks at Joe, and goes, and this is what I'm saddled with.
Joe nods sympathetically, then changes into lupus and bolts away before you can saddle him with it.
Hey!
I think Shiva pats Connell on the shoulder and says, I'm sure you'll be very popular there.
All right.
Why?
Pretty boys with us here. You two are gonna be so popular there.
Why am I going to be popular there?
Gay bar.
I'm not gay.
You are a young, fresh, buff, handsome stud, and she slaps him on the butt and goes out of place.
Oh, I am a stud.
This is really Connell 101.
Yes, but you do realise that you being a stud means you're going to be attracting the attention of all the men there.
Well, I'll just give them a proper thrashing and we'll be done with it.
Oh, that sounds so. Oh,
All right. So, guys, you are in fact heading to
the gay bar.
To the dragon.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. It is at the.
Wait, is it also a furry bar then?
No.
To the dragon bar.
The dragon. Indeed. Just a moment. There we go. It is.
Wait, Rasmus, how do you even get furry from dragon? Dragons don't have furry.
Yeah.
Yes, but I had to use,
Unless
expression people understand, right?
Unless they're Asian.
I think the technical term for anything involved. Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness! I just realized that in real life the dragon has closed. That hurts.
Oh.
That actually is uncomfortable. Damn it. Anyway.
Sorry, can I just quickly interject something before you continue?
Yes, go on.
Yes, I do believe that the technical term, if it's anything involving lizards, it's not a furry, it's a scaly.
Yes.
Right.
But that's just me interjecting pointless trivia. So
we will be bringing the fur in this case.
Yes.
I suppose that's a way of looking at it. Yes. All right. You guys are, in fact, heading to. Oh my goodness! You are heading to the dragon, which is located where I'm going to ping. It's right there.
Yay!
And just in case our viewers want to see, I'm just going to ping a few more times. There.
Ping.
we're just off of Drury Street.
Yes, it is in fact in 64 South Great George's Street. But yes.
I kind of love that it's so close to where Taryn actually lives, and right between her house and St. Stephen's Green.
Yeah, true.
Perfect.
Anyway, this is after all the World of Darkness, which means that the dragon still exists and it's still going strong.
It
And
never close. And
it will never close.
It's the one positive change in a World of Darkness setting to our own world.
Yes. Well, as you get there, you can hear music coming from beyond the doors. You can see happy, well-dressed people, some of them in various stages of inebriation. There isn't much hanky-panky, kissy-kissy going on outside the doors because, quite frankly, nobody wants to get smacked around by the non-gay people who are passing by. And unfortunately, sadly, and to great dismay, homophobia also exists in the World of Darkness.
Yes, that's a shame.
Yeah, unfortunately so. But there are a lot of quite happy people there, but when you guys arrive, the what are they called? The bouncers are basically saying no, no more. Enough people are in here already. Until they see Taryn, and then they're like, oh yes, you go in and you bring your friends with you.
hello, guys. Come on. She just walks in.
That was easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of my old watering hole.
Oh,
Taryn just smiles and walks in.
I thought you met Fina at one of Aaron's places.
I
Not here.
read Vortex because you weren't working, but she works here.
The fact, of course, that they're letting her in is a problem in and of itself. She's underage, but well.
She's 16. But it's a shh. She does have a fake ID if people ask.
Yes.
Hey, Fenna. Shiva does the come hither motion.
Fenna comes hither.
And then she offers you her arm and says, I need a buffer and you're the most butch looking we have in the group.
Gee, thanks.
Taryn sends Connell and Callie a look as if looking if they're gonna make the buffering too, and then realizes they're probably not.
Well, then grabs Shiva's like opposite shoulders from her and pulls her in.
Yeah.
Shiva looks devious.
Yep. Well, you get in. Again, loud music. Tonight it's apparently they have a DJ instead of just playing music off the system, and there seems to be some kind of event going on tonight because the place is positively packed.
Does Taryn remember what kind of event that goes on at night?
Well, some nights it differs from time to time, but since this isn't one of Fina's work nights, she hasn't mentioned what's supposed to happen tonight.
Oh. Then Taryn just makes her way to the bar and asks.
Well, when you enter there are several rooms here. The front room has like it's all in deep red and very sultry looking, deep, comfortable couches and leather chairs and so on in the front room. And then when you go into the back where the dance floor is, there are cubicles you can sit in with you can slide in along some tables. There's a long bar. And there's the dance floor between the bar and the cubicles, and then you have up on top of the bar, you have a platform where the DJ is standing. That's either the most heavily tattooed woman any of you have ever seen, or a fairly or a young man with very, very fine features. You can't really make it out, and the music is techno primarily. It's got a really solid rhythm to it, constant rhythm, and there's a group of 6 dancers up there. Looks like professional for the record.
Oh,
6 women of let's call them of an East Asian disposition.
Okay. Right. Delightful.
Yes. Anyway, what do you do?
I'm kind of hoping that they are Thai she meals. It's a gay bar, come on!
I think Taliesin looks at Taran while sort of nodding his head to the beat and says, "Well, you know the place. Perhaps you can ask questions and make waves."
Darren goes to the bar.
There is a there's a man behind the bar, tall, broad shoulders, good looking, perfect teeth, the whole 9 yards. Shame he's gay.
Well, not for the men anyway.
Exactly, not a shame for his boyfriend. He turns around, sees Taryn, and smiles. You know him. His name is Willis.
What are you talking about, Willis? Sorry, couldn't help it.
And he smiles when he sees Taryn and says, "Hi, have you brought Fenna tonight? Or Fina? Sorry, not Fenna.
She's
brought Fina? Oh,
Dad.
Darling, you shouldn't wear her out like that."
Oh, come on.
Well, who am I?
She'll just be wanting.
Well, I have to admit, I don't really know much about that. It involves. It doesn't really involve enough, pointy objects. Anyway,
Sarah makes
what
a
can I...
50-50 gesture with her hands. That depends on her mood, really.
Ah,
Anyway.
he laughs. What can I get you, darling?
Is Sandy in tonight?
Sure, she's in the back.
You think she would want visitors tonight? Kinda need to ask her something.
Okay, I suppose. I have to. I think it's likely that you've only met her in passing before.
Yeah, I've seen her around.
Yeah, obviously. Oh, I suppose. I mean, you are Fina's better half and all that. Don't tell her I said that. She's going to break a bottle over my head. I'll go and ask.
Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want to drink while you wait?
Sure. You guys want something? She looks over at
They have Tuborg in this place, by the way.
They have Tuborg, Connell.
I think
Connell
Connell is
blacked out from being here. She waves a hand in front of his face.
Connell is busy trying to understand what sort of.
Yeah, he's currently talking, whispering with Fenna.
All right.
I think Taliesin will probably ask for something. I'm not quite sure what though.
Just find a Tuborg for him. He'll thank us later.
Yep.
I think Shiva untangles herself from Fenna and asks Fenna what she would like.
Huh. No.
Well, they just mentioned they have Tuborg.
Oh, they have Tuborg. Cool.
You're very slow, Connell. You want one?
No.
Oh.
Wink, wink.
Now who's the slow one?
She's just making the resignating face because he finally caught up to it.
Willis smiles crookedly, pours a Tuborg, looks at Terran as he passes it along and says, "Who is that handsome devil, by the way?"
Well, that's Connell.
Hubba 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 hubba.
I think he isn't taken.
Ooh, hubba 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 hubba.
Neither is the fine gentleman beside him, Tally.
Now things are getting really interesting. Well, could you let them know that I'm off at 3:00?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Drinks are on me. He makes sure everyone has their drinks, and then he heads to the back to find Sandy.
What a lovely man.
Shiva looks like she's enjoying herself. This place is fun.
There is a very, very good atmosphere in the Dragon. I mean, having been there, the place is was feckin' amazing. I'm really sorry to see that it's closed.
Try not to think about it too much.
I think mostly for fun, Shiva looks around to see if anyone is eyeing her, just because she's a bit vain right now.
Oh, hell yes.
She is probably being oogled by everyone, and they're probably scowling at Fenna because she was tangled in her.
Pretty much.
And also quite a few people might have an issue with her 3 dots in rage.
Yep.
Yeah, that you do have a wider berth than normal. The place is, as I said, packed, but people do try to not be near you.
Mm. There must be like a huge ring of emptiness about Connell.
Yeah, Connell manages to, definitely.
He has all the elbow room.
Yep, pretty much. And out through that, the throng surrounding that ring and that elbow room, of course, steps Sandy.
Is she wearing that kind of makeup?
No, but that is her normal skin tone.
She is a leech.
Okay, in that case, is she wearing any kind of makeup?
Well, yes, very red lips, smoky eyes. So, yeah, well, it does look like that. I thought you meant with the blood and everything. There is no blood running down, but yes.
At first, I meant the blood. Then, when you told me it was her real skin tone, I wondered if she covers it up or if she just has super pale skin.
She has super pale skin.
Interesting.
Probably tries to put a little blush on so it doesn't look so dead, but yeah. Taryn raises her hand and waves.
She comes over and smiles. She at least recognizes Taryn, that's clear. And looks at she heads towards Taryn first. She was the one who asked for her after all. She says, Taryn, I hope nothing is wrong. It's not one of Finna's work nights.
No, it isn't. But we have a couple of questions, and we hope you could be helpful towards them.
Well, I suppose, but any questions of me specifically?
Not specifically you, but you should probably be in private. It's not meant for the general population.
Oh, I see. Well, she says and looks a little... At first she looks a little confused, then she gestures towards the back and heads back behind the bar and lets you guys follow her. Clearly she's got no issue with this, seeing as Taryn is there.
Taryn just follows. She probably knows the bag a little when she picked up
Yeah, exactly.
Fina. Not Fenna.
Yeah.
I'm not picking up Fenna here. I'm picking up Fina.
Yes. Exactly. So yes, you are. You get to the back area behind the main guest areas, of course, which means it's a little less noisy. You see another couple of dancers talking back there. They look like they're having a blazing argument between the two of them. Sandy just walks past them without, giving them any notice at all, and heads to her office, where she enters and beckons for the rest of you to follow her. She steps in, sits down behind her desk. You see a knife lying on the desk in front of her. It is covered in blood.
Taryn looks at it shortly, then looks around. There is no big pools of blood around here, is there?
No, what?
There is no big pools of blood running out from under a cupboard somewhere, is there?
Nope.
All right.
And it's definitely real blood?
It's absolutely real blood.
I bet Finna can smell it too.
Oh yeah, no question. Well, she says, how may I help you? Oh, don't mind that, she says, and looks at the knife and smiles.
Tully smiles back, but he's kind of... It's a very slightly waxen smile.
Finna is trying really hard to hold back the words. How can I not mind that? It reeks.
I think Shiva looks at Taryn briefly and shrugs and says, well, I guess we all get peckish.
No, this isn't food, she says. That is my own. Never mind that.
Indeed,
anyway, I'm sitting here, or behind the desk. I am largely defenseless, and I'm facing 5 Garou. I would prefer to know why I am probably about to die.
You're not about to die.
For goodness
It's
sake.
go through me. We only have a couple of questions, but where's the start?
My goodness. So you mean to say that 5 of you walk into the dragon and you are not actually here to rip my head off? I'm impressed.
Well, the night is still young. Things change.
Shut up, Connell. We're not hurting her.
Well, unless she attacks first.
Oh, I have no intention of attacking you. She says none whatsoever.
No, I don't see suicide being in your desires tonight. Anyway,
See, that there is a very serious, pained expression that just flickers over her face.
to which Taliesin then says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Look, we've had a very bad couple of nights. Someone's been mucking around in our circles as much as
Right.
the things have been going around in other people's.
Right.
A few nights ago, about 3-4 of ours were quite brutally murdered.
I am genuinely sorry to hear that.
Thank you. We have been tasked with trying to find the person who did this and do what Guru do best when it comes to matters of...
And you
personal
think it's one of ours?
We're not certain.
I can certainly promise you it wasn't me.
I believe you most assuredly, don't worry. But we have a few leads, but nothing concrete. But we understand that you might be able to provide us with at least some more information if we asked you the right questions.
I can try.
And at this point, Taliesin is going to go quiet because his player needs desperately to use the bathroom, so I'll leave it to the rest of you.
Sure.
I'll be right back to that. Do we have a bathroom?
Yes, it is back that way. I never use it. No, anyway. All right, guys. She looks at you with this sort of expectant expression on her face. You said you had some questions, the right questions or something along those lines, so she's waiting for someone to ask them.
Well, I kind of forgot what the first questions was.
Me too.
Because the player can't remember what we found out when we talked to Dark K. Kelly.
And I wasn't there.
I'll admit I'm a bit stumped as well. So I'm guessing it was in regards to Winda. Oh. the murders or something
Well,
important.
we could find them, maybe? Something along those lines.
Well, if you can't remember, you can always, I don't know, come up with something she might be able to help with. At least you're...
Joe, does my common sense remember? Or at least tell me what I should probably be asking this important person.
Well, you are faced... What your common sense tells you is that you are standing in front of a person who knows the nightlife of Dublin very, very, very intimately. Everything that goes on in Dublin nightlife, at some point or other, it's likely to get to Sandy's attention. She's an information hub, meaning that it is not unlikely that she knows about someone by the name of McAlpin. It is not unlikely that she knows who this person who you killed up in the
Room wash.
yeah, the room, who that was, or at least knows something about him. The people that attacked you at Christchurch might also be something she knows something about, or she might simply know something about Winda, and in general, she is a person with information.
Well, in that case, does the name McAlpin tell you anything?
Well, it does tell me something. There's been a young woman running around the night scene of Dublin for a while, and I know that she has been approached by some of my kind, and that it didn't go well for us, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So the ghosts killed them.
Yes.
Well, let's just say that her family issues have gone beyond her family.
Okay.
And they're now our issues.
Oh, that way around. I see. So basically, you are now involved in, I don't know, finding and killing this girl, or just...
Oh, no, her father.
Oh.
And his Goonies.
Oh.
Who are tied to our Goonies' death.
Yeah, well, we don't know for certain. Again, if we knew for certain it was him, it would be another matter. But we know he's involved.
If not him, some of his Goonies minions.
Okay. Well, she says, I know a little. As I said, I know that this young woman has been around for a while. I know that she's been sought out by a number of men and women. All of whom have been very, let's just say, very violent in their questioning methods. I know of at least 5 people who've been asking questions of her.
Mm-hmm.
We might have run into a couple of them ourselves.
I imagine that if that is the case, then the fact that you are still standing here and they very obviously are not means that there are now not 5 looking for her anymore.
Probably not. Did you hear about there was a hotel not too far from here
Up in Finglas, yes, I heard of that.
Yeah, that was...
that was you.
Well, not us, but it was the guy we killed.
All right.
He just combusted spontaneously and set everything around him on fire.
That sounds entirely unhealthy.
It was, but then
That's
nothing about him.
Oh, go on, please, sorry.
I'm sorry, yes, but no, nothing about him or the one he worked for is healthy.
No, she says, and her eyes are drawn to the bloody knife for a moment, and she says, well, that takes self-flagellation or self-mutilation to a whole new level.
Yes.
What, sorry? What
It's apparently a thing that Sword likes. Down at the church, and a lady showed up, and she combusted too. So it's apparently a thing for them.
Well, in that case, I wonder, she says, and thinks. Looks like she's thinking long and hard there. That's obviously. Well, I'm sorry that it has come to a point where you've needed to kill him or kill anyone, but I know that there's a man who I know there's a man by the name of Jeffrey Billington who performs. Let's just say that his. I wouldn't set foot in his surgery, and I'm looking for a way to get to good surgeon. I wouldn't set foot in his surgery if for all the tea in China. But he is apparently able to do the impossible, and rumor has it that he can give people abilities. I imagine that might have had something to do with being able to set yourself on fire.
And maybe about mutilating the face. The first one we ran into, he unzipped his face, for fuck's sake.
That does sound very unpleasant.
It was. I can never hear the sound of a zipper the same way again.
Same. I use buttons now.
Look,
right.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway, the other than that, I know that well, as I said, I know that there have been as many as 5 people looking for this young woman. I know that at least one of them is or was last seen down by the Grand Canal.
Okay. Everyone pauses as we take notes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Do we know why they want her? Is it to eliminate her, or what?
That's a good question. I am not certain. What I do know or what I have heard of is that they. I haven't exactly heard the word dead or alive thrown around, but it does seem that they want her back at any cost. The guy in question, the one I'm talking about, by the way, she says and writes down a few things on a what's it called, on a yellow those yellow notepads things.
Post-it?
Yeah,
Post-it, yes, exactly, a post-it, which she then she writes it down, then holds it out for you guys. She says, "I know he's at the hotel down by the Grand Canal, the Marker."
Taryn takes the note and looks at it.
Yeah, his name is Alistair McAlpin. He supposedly lives there.
Wasn't that the other dude we heard about?
Well, it's a McAlpin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have any more than that, unfortunately. Not on that, at least. But if you have any other questions, please do feel free. I'd really like to still be around tomorrow night, so I'll be helpful.
For goodness sake, we're not going to do anything to you if you aren't able to give an answer. We're not. Despite the fact that we can transform into 6, 7, 10 foot tall, hulking, furry kill machines, doesn't mean we're going to have to. Point is, there is one other thing you might be able to help us with.
Do tell.
Tonight, one of your kind was successfully managed to incapacitate, by which I mean knock out completely one of ours. Then a title was mentioned that we wondered might mean something to you.
If this is something Connor set up, then I don't know about it. Connor and I don't get along, she says.
But I can't imagine many vampires getting along with each other in any circumstances.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
No, the title that was mentioned was The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
That visibly gets a twitch out of her.
Well, that seemed
have I said something uncomfortable?
I've heard that expression thrown around.
Well, I'm sorry if it caused distress, but that is the title we heard.
She writes down or draws something on another post-it and holds it out. She says, "This is what was drawn on the wall behind one of ours that was left for dead. Well, he was dead. In fact, it was drawn in his blood. and his various body parts were neatly arranged in a line. So hands, then arms, then feet, then legs, then torso, then head.
Why?
I don't know, she says, but this is the symbol that was drawn on the wall in the poor guy's blood.
Aaron faced it and looked at it.
And, yep, I just shared so you can see.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd wager a guess and say that's a phoenix. Where the symbolism of that would be rebirth, wouldn't it?
It would.
And you said this was done to a vampire?
Yes, it was.
He didn't happen to rise a third time, did he?
No, he stayed exceptionally dead. He wasn't very old. Normally, she says, and shrugs, normally there isn't much left if we're talking someone who's really, really old. But in his case, he wasn't old enough to kind of come apart, so his body parts were still there and they were arranged. And we found him, or I didn't find him, but, well, I know who did.
Oh my.
Is anyone we might know, someone?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know of him, but I'm not sure he's going to be very happy talking to you. It's Jack Roach.
Oh,
he's not exactly known as being someone who likes to talk to you people.
No, that's fine. Okay, so we know that this person behind this symbol and this title is friendly to neither of our groups, it seems.
Well,
but
I'm pretty sure that it isn't one of Neve's either, she says.
No.
Because I happen to know that they found one of theirs with the same symbol as well.
There is one difference, though, Tally.
Yes, there's a dead, ours wasn't.
Left alive.
That is something, but maybe not for now.
No.
Okay, is there anything else anyone can think of?
Victoria?
Oh, yeah.
She looks...
She's been a bit of pain.
Yes, she has.
Do you have any leads on how to find her?
Unfortunately, she runs with my old group, not the ones I'm with now. She says I'm not exactly privy to her secrets, and part of me is very happy that that is the case. What I do know is that, well, she says and looks around, she does tend to hang out in Temple Bar at night as well, like all the rest of us. And she says this in a very telling kind of way, as if, please don't ask me to elaborate further on this, make your own conclusions.
Okay.
Alright.
But she's been a pest to you too?
I think Victoria is probably the most hated vampire in Dublin at the moment. At least outside of her own group. She kills people for fun. That is stupid. Quite apart from the fact that it is wrong, it is simply stupid. You know as well as I do that none of us are particularly keen on ordinary mortals out there finding out that we even exist.
Taryn cringes slightly.
And if ordinary mortals are to find out that we exist, if they find out that we exist, they're likely to follow that Brett trail and find out that you exist, and that the mages exist, and that the Fae exist, and suddenly none of us are secret anymore.
Sounds like someone needs to have a long, hard talk with Victoria about food waste.
Yeah, definitely.
And then rip her throat out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
if somebody were to take that woman and run her through a wood chipper, I certainly would not object.
I'd love to do that.
Would anyone in the group of vampires that do want to sort of keep secret want us to not kill her.
Well, Neve wouldn't want you to, but that's hardly a surprise. Neve is insane.
Neve is evil, and
coming from me, that's saying something. But she is quite seriously off her rocker. I would be a lot more worried because Neve is violent, and you kind of know where you have her because her reaction to most things is to beat its head in with a shovel. Yeah, I would be a lot more worried about Reinhard, her second in command.
You said that Victoria is running with your old group.
Yes.
Where they usually are when they're not at Temple Bar, then.
But that's the thing, that's where they are. She says, and again has this, please don't ask me to explain this.
Okay. Yep. We do understand, much as it means we need to go out and do stuff. Look, we understand.
Yes.
Some things can't be said.
Look, we have two groups, she says. There are two groups of vampires who are at war with one another. Both of these groups are also at war with you, officially. We are not supposed to have this conversation because right now I'm doing the equivalent of being a Jew talking to a Nazi.
Oh, don't worry. We were never here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that a whole lot.
Yes.
My point in all of this is that there are two groups. Dublin is a reasonably large European capital, and the two groups really hate each other, kill each other on sight, and they still insist on cohabitating within Temple Bar.
Well then, that just goes to show how good you are at keeping yourselves hidden. If you can fight a war in the heart of Dublin and nobody notices.
Well, I'll leave you to make your own conclusions on all this.
Indeed, it's probably for the best that we don't ask anything more about that.
Indeed it is. If you want to know more and you can find... Well, you should be able to find George and talk to him. The question is whether you want to talk to him or tear his head off. But if you want to talk to him, he's at his tattoo parlor every night. That would work. Him and Valerie are there. Valerie's probably less talkative. Talk to George. If you can't find and talk to George, or if you want to talk to someone who really wants to kill all the vampires in the city, myself included, and find that Montserrat woman. And if you do, don't tell her where I am.
No, quite frankly, we value your life far too highly. Well, we value your unlife far too highly for that.
Why, thank you. I do appreciate the sentiment.
Except for a few of us. No.
She smiles, sort of tired-looking smile, and says, "Is there anything else I can help with?"
I can't think of anything. You guys?
Well, Sheila says, if I'm audible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Since we were never here, but it does seem we have some common interests. So perhaps if you need us to not come down here again, you can ask for Taryn, and we can see what we find out.
That's an idea. Taryn, could you please tell Fina that I may use her as a go-between, and you can do the same. And whatever the hell else, I'm. Does she know what you are, Taryn?
Taryn cringes.
Let's just say that she didn't until about an hour ago.
So she does now.
She does. Whether or not she and Taryn are still on speaking terms, we'll figure out as we go along. But
well, if they are, and if you two are still a couple by tomorrow night, and God's help me if you are not, I'm going to have words with that girl because you're good together. But if you are still a couple, tell her that she is going to be the go-between between you and me.
So she's working for a vampire. Oh God.
Yeah, well, don't worry, I'm going to tell her myself. And no, I'm not going to hurt her. You have my word, I'm not going to do anything to her.
I never thought you would. Taryn looks surprised. Seriously, you're way too kind to do that.
She actually looks a little surprised when you say that.
Taryn just covers her face again. I've seen you most nights. You're so kind to everyone.
She's also a vampire.
So, we are a rare breed of progressive werewolves.
He's a muscled werewolf then. Taryn kind of pops up. Well, look at me as a muscled werewolf then. I don't care.
I prefer if you weren't muscled, but I would prefer to stay on your good terms if I could. I know that's probably asking a whole lot on the face of it, to be both have you unmuscled and be on your good terms. Look, I'm not your enemy.
Nope.
Well, officially we of course hate you, but I feel the same way.
That's okay. I'll officially hate you guys as well and curse down the great big furry bastards who are running around ripping innocent vampires to pieces whenever anybody like Connor or any of the other idiots get off on their high horses.
Yes, you can't tell because I'm doing my poker face, but the moment you said poor innocent vampires, my ribs are splitting with hilarity inside.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same as saying poor innocent werewolves. You know what they say, she says and looks tired. The first victim in any war is innocence.
I have no clue what you're talking about with the same as saying a innocent werewolf. We will huff and puff and we will bake your cake. We're very innocent.
She actually crooks a grin. Like, bake me a cake. Yes. Put some surgical scalpels in there, and I should be more than happy to receive it.
Well, you of course realize that there are limitations, but
of course
we shall be willing to not come down here again if needs be.
Of course, and I will make sure. Okay, listen, I'm gonna do you one better, she says, because I'm grateful that you are not about to kill me. So I'll do you one better, and I will make sure that, she says and looks directly at Taryn and says, I'll make sure that none of the vampires in this city, at least in Connor's group, I can't speak for the others, they're not someone I'm not on talking terms with them, obviously, but nobody in Connor's group is going to do anything to hurt Fina. Even if they find out that she's aligned with you, they won't do anything to her because I'm going to call in a favor.
Taryn smiles. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just have to deal with the rest of them.
All right. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I think we're good.
You and our own kind that really, 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 really don't like vampires. And if some of them, I can't promise how effective it will be, does anything, I will tell Fina to warn you so you have time to go and hide.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I will try to if I catch up on it. Because, well, you did me a solid keeping her kind of safe.
Yeah. She gets there's a sort of a distant look on her face, sort of unfocused for a moment. And she doesn't look, she looks like she's got a hard time focusing in general by now.
It isn't starting to get morning, isn't it?
No, not at all.
Okay, it's just like, Taryn kind of looks out. No, it's not starting to get light outside.
No, but her eyes are constantly drawn to the knife.
I think maybe it's time that we all took our leave.
Yeah.
I'm far
Okay.
too busy to not be here, Shiva says and winks.
Yep. Taryn, you know the way out, right?
Of course.
Good. I will be in touch, she says, and it's pretty clear that she's struggling not to reach out for the knife.
Sharon turns around to leave and waves. Have a good night.
You too.
I think if everyone's happy with that, I think Taliesin will be the last one out. He'll want to say something to her before
Sure.
he goes.
Fine by me.
Fine by me.
Yep.
Object! No, no,
I was waiting
fine.
for that. That's fine. Okay. So as goes, Taliesin pauses and looks back. And even though he knows it's not going to make sense, he's going to have to explain himself. He says to her quite with a smile. He says, "How do I say this? Dich in fennu da."
She looks completely... obviously, she doesn't understand a word.
No,
But she does pick up. She does pick up the knife, though, not in any threatening manner. But she does pick up the knife.
Yes, and he says, "I'm sorry. I said you're a good woman. Thank you."
She manages to smile.
And then
Yeah.
knowing vaguely what's going to happen, he turns and goes.
Yes. Exactly. So yes, the that takes care of that. You are out of the office. You are still in the back area of the dragon, but what do you want to do?
Could you repeat that?
Where to now?
Good question.
Yeah.
Please let it be a spa. I need it.
I think I need some sleep at some point, but
Maybe we should go back
Time
to.
is it?
She was for the week.
It's almost 3 in the morning.
Is it worth
Come
going
on,
back
it's
to
only
Katya?
3. He's young.
Well, since I'm not going to Temple Bar with Eric, we might as well head back. He says disappointed.
yeah. As much as I want to continue doing stuff, I think having a clear head will probably be for the best.
Yep. Agreed.
I know that a clear head is usually the smartest thing, but right now, the one thing I really wanted to try was being so wasted I couldn't walk straight. And guess what? We can't become that. Taryn starts walking.
Actually,
Maybe
I
they just
think
can
the
whip
Fina made
something
some.
up.
Actually, I think the Fina have special brew.
No, she's sleeping.
You can also
Not
always
that
smoke
Fina.
something.
That
What
doesn't
is
work
Ella
either.
trying to say?
I said not that Fina.
Oh. Taryn stops, thinks a couple. Oh! I think
Man.
they themselves right now, though.
Are you very tired, or is Connell starting to rub off?
He didn't even get his 2-ball.
Yeah,
No.
you managed to get your drinks while
Oh, well,
Willis,
wait.
yeah,
Okay.
while Willis
Yeah.
went and got Sandy, so you all had your drinks.
Cool.
Alright.
And they were on the house.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Connell. That guy gets off soon, and he'd like to have fun with you. Wink, wink.
I'm Tally too.
Oh yeah, at 3, right?
Yeah, he got off at 3. If you
Uh,
want to meet him,
have-
you should just go out back. He's romantically interested in you, Connell.
What?
Sexual.
I think
No.
I think it's pretty much just sexually.
Okay, for him it is. I mean, yeah, well.
I'm going home. Connell starts walking out.
I think Shiva turns to Tally and says, "How about you then?"
I'm flattered by the offer, but I I'm not interested, unfortunately.
Good guy.
Are you two sleeping over at my place?
If you'll let us.
Of course. Fenna,
Yeah.
sleeping at my place or walking home with Connell, not Aaron. Aaron's already sleeping.
Your place is closer.
Yep.
I'll come with you guys.
Terrence starts walking.
Wait, Connell, you're parents, right?
You broke up for me there, Rasmus.
Yeah, you broke up a little bit.
A little bit.
Am I audible now?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Wait, Connell, you were coming to Terran's place, right?
Of course I was. Where else would I go?
Exactly. I'm coming too.
Connell is thoroughly confused at this point.
I think the confusion was that you said you were going home.
I know as a player, but Connell, for Connell, going home meant going to Terran's place because that's where the rest of you were going.
Alright. Then she just starts walking, muttering something about that she's being the very slow one now because she's...
Well, as you are walking there,
Victoria walks by. Woohoo!
that would be cool, wouldn't it? That would solve a major problem right then and there.
It would.
But no, unfortunately, no such luck.
Oh.
What happens, however, is that you hear somebody call out. None of you, well, two of you understand what's being said, namely Connell and Fenna. But the rest of you don't understand. Sorry, what?
So what is being said?
What is being said is, and I will translate it into English afterwards. I should start by saying that. But what is being said is, "Oh, hi, Dennis."
Oh God.
Connell.
Basically, that's what's being said. She's calling out and saying, "Hi, Dennis," and then the next words is, "Jeg anede slet ikke, at jeg kunne finde dig her." I had no idea I could find you here.
Connell looks around. Confusion seems to be the word of the day for Connell. He is looking around, trying to find the source of the voice.
A young woman pushes her way through the crowd. This one.
Oh God!
Oh fuck!
Smiles and looks at Connell and goes, and I'll just keep it in English from here on. But,
sure.
But she is speaking in Danish, and she smiles and looks at him and says, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I finally found you." And she immediately takes out her cell phone and takes a picture.
Oh.
Connell.
You know.
Connell puts a hand around Fenna and smiles because she's taking a picture.
God.
Who is she?
I thought you knew.
Well, you know, I'm just gonna.
Her parents.
Don't worry, Dennis. She says, "I'm gonna let your mom know that you're all right. Don't worry about it. She's been very, very worried, and you know, Fenna as well. You know, her parents are just, you know, they haven't heard from her. Couldn't you get her to at least give them a call?" She says and winks at Fenna.
Connell whispers to Fenna again, "Should we kill her?"
No.
Why not? Oh. Okay.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? Taryn flails her hands. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So, guys, this is...
You've never met her before in your life.
This is...
Oh, come on, she says. You remember me. Miriam
No.
from school.
No, I'm pretty sure I don't remember you.
Oh, I'm sure. I was the class right under you.
You were under him?
Oh.
Yeah.
Were you
She
dating?
does look quite young, so yeah.
No, Taryn just says, we're dating?
No.
So,
Not
did
for
we...
lack of wanting to. I mean, he's a really good-looking guy.
Did we at Thomas's party, did you know?
Oh, come on. I'm not that silly. Thomas was in my class, not in yours.
Oh. I'm Fenna, I'm confused. I want to go home.
There's no Fenna here.
There is no Fenna. Run away. A couple of people get in between you and her, and she's like, no, don't go away,
Let's go, Fenna!
And they are gone.
Oh, Lena! Wait!
You know what? I'm just gonna roll stealth.
Yes.
Unless Johan is going to be like, you have super high stealth.
Well,
you're just
I think you have super high stealth by now, don't you?
Well, I haven't put anything extra
Dex and
into it.
stealth combined, what's that?
Yeah, that's like 6.
Yeah, you sneak away.
Yeah, it's 6 for Connell as well, so
You
ninja
sneak
style.
away quite easily.
Cool.
So Taryn looks after them and then at her. So, who are you again?
Well, as I said, some people get in between you and her. She calls out, says, no, don't go away, don't go away.
Let's just go. Go.
The people are gone, and so is she.
So that was interesting.
This is bad, Taryn.
This is very bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to take her phone. She has a picture of them now.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Let's go home. We can probably find her later. I mean, she's actually looking for them, so dangle them and she'll turn up, right?
She might have an online profile, perhaps somewhere people contact her if they have leads.
We must hack. Maybe Taryn, maybe you can get access to her profile and prevent her from getting those pictures to the people she needs to.
I think perhaps we should figure out where we can find her and then give her a visit, explaining how exceedingly important it is that she doesn't share what she learned.
Oh yes, and how are we going to make that sound not at all suspicious?
Oh, I intend to make it sound very threatening.
Oh, good.
So you are all heading back towards Taryn's place while you're talking about these things, and I am going to make a call and say that you get there without further incident, and that's a good moment for us to take another short break.
Yep.